Hi everyone, this is Crystal, and I am back with the final day in my 2018 Week in the Life album. This is Sunday. It was also Mother's Day, so my photos are of the time I spent with my family that day. You can see I already have everything printed, so I have all of the photos printed and in place. I've already gone through all of the journal cards. I'm using all of my Brandi Kincaid for Feed Your Craft stash for this album. If you haven't been following along, you can find all the rest of the videos from this album linked down below. I have a huge stack of cards, so I didn't make you watch me flip through all of those to choose the cards for these pages. I've already done that ahead of time. And I still have to add all of the embellishments and the journaling and all of that good stuff. So I am going to put you on fast forward and jump right in. As I've done before in all the other videos, I'm going to do my best to let you know where all of these supplies are from as I work through each page. So for this one, for the title card, the background paper is actually a digital card. That one is from Better Together, which is still available just as digital cards, so you can get that in the shop, and I'll have everything linked down below. The Sunday title is from Allie Edwards. That's Allie's handwriting. It was a digital stamp that I turned into a cut file. I cut that twice from black cardstock and sandwiched it together to give it a little bit more weight on the page. And then I will just glue it onto the page here in a minute. But right now I'm going through all of the cut apart die cuts from all of the kits that I have and just pulling out some that I think might work. The banner at the bottom underneath Sunday, that one is from Glass Half Full, which is still available as a digital kit. The other things that I'm pulling out, I won't actually end up using. I'm going to end up going back into that pile to the left and pulling out something different to use. But as I go through all of this stuff, you can see I'm making a little pile over to the right that's full of things that I think will work on other pages in this day's spread. So I'm just keeping those handy so that I don't have to sort through everything to find those again. Okay, so I desperately wanted to use these typewriters. Those are from the Show and Tell kit, but they just didn't work. So I tried and I tried. I moved them around, and they just didn't work on this page. So I really liked the blue of that banner as it echoes that blue flower that's in the card behind it. But when I added the other blue flower, it didn't make it stand out as much. So I go back to the die cuts and I end up pulling out an orange flower that's basically the same as that little blue one, except it's orange. That is from the Inside and Out kit, which is still available both digitally and physically. And the Inside and Out kit is one of my favorites. So I'm really surprised that it's still available in physical kit form, just because these kits sell out really fast usually. So if you don't have that one, I would strongly recommend going to pick that one up. And then I'm going to use some of these little kind of twigs or sprigs of leaves. Those are from the Mostly Magic kit, which is still available digitally, so you can get that digital kit in the shop. And I'm just going to layer those together to create a little cluster above the Y in Sunday. To adhere Sunday down to the page, I am using just a glue pen. This is an EK Success glue pen. It's the easiest way I've found to adhere down things that are thin like this. If I use my tape runner, I end up getting it all over the place and it ends up being sticky on the outside and sticking to the pocket. But the glue pen works really well, and it's pretty easy to use, although it's very, very sticky. I end up having very sticky fingers after using it every time. I'm using it to adhere down these little sprigs as well, just because they are so tiny. It seemed like the easiest way to do that. But I did use my tape runner to adhere down that oval with the flower in it. And that's just about it for my title card. I do add a stamp, so I'm going to stamp Love This Part onto the blue banner. I'm using a stamp from the Mark Your Place kit stamp, which is no longer available, sadly. It was also one of my favorites, and I've been hoarding little bits from this kit for quite a while now. Luckily, the stamp, though, you can use over and over, and actually I'm pretty sure I have used that stamp in this, that particular stamp in this album already, but that doesn't bother me. I kind of like the repetition. Okay, so moving on to the next spread, I have a full page photo off to the left-hand side, And I am gonna create just a little cluster in the top right corner of that photo. I used my 2-inch circle punch to cut out a 2-inch circle from one of the cards from the Mostly Magic kit, which, as I said before, is still available digitally. That Make It Magical die cut is also from that kit, from the printables from that kit. So both of those things can be found in the shop. And I'm gonna kind of jump all over here. So I'm not entirely sure where I want everything to go or how I want this page to look. So I'm just gonna kind of play around and jump around and work on a few things and then go back and work on other things. So just bear with me as I work through all of these different cards. So right now, I pulled out the caffeinated stamp. That's a Feature Craft stamp, not a Brandi Kincaid stamp. And it is, I believe, sold out at this point in the shop, and I'm not sure if Elise plans to get more of those or if that's the end of it. But yeah, it's a great stamp if you're a coffee lover. So I stamped the word coffee from that stamp set in several different colors, trying to work out which one would work best. One was from, it was a peach ink from A Beautiful Mess, and then I used a blue ink from Hero Arts. And I end up going with one from Studio Calico. It's a light pink. I'm gonna go with that, but I wasn't sure quite yet, so I've moved on to other things. I used another stamp from that same caffeinated stamp set to stamp Fully Caffeinated and Ready for Today on a little label from the Mostly Magic kit, I believe. Let me double check that. No, it's from Show and Tell. I'm sorry. That's from the Show and Tell kit, which is still available digitally. And then I also stamped That's the Key, which is from the Big and Small kit, which is available as a digital kit, but that stamp set is also available in physical form in the shop. So if you like that stamp set, you can still get it, even though the physical kit is sold out. That heart, I believe, is from the same stamp set. I think it's also from, yeah, it's also from the Big and Small stamp set. So again, if you like that stamp set, be sure and pick it up from the shop. I'm surprised that there is still one available, so definitely go get it ASAP if it's something that you want. Okay, so I have pretty much finished this little cluster on my full page photo. I added a little Sunday word strip that was from an old Citrus Twist kit from last year that I had pulled out to use in this album last year when I was thinking I was starting it. And then I just finished that off with a little puffy sticker from the All Heart Puffy Stickers, a little black heart on top of that yellow heart that I stamped. Okay, now back over to the other side of the spread. I added a little teapot that says Better Put a Pot On. That one is from Inside and Out, which is, again, still available digitally and physically. And then I had that little label with That's the Key stamped on it. And then I've decided to go with the pink coffee stamp, so I'm just kind of fussy cutting around that. And I will add it to the top of the label from Show and Tell that I stamped on. And of course I don't get it straight the first time, so I have to peel it up and try again, but I managed to get it straight the second time, and then I can adhere that down below my coffee cup in this bottom photo. But it looks a little bland to me. It looks a little empty, so I will come back and add a few more things to that card or to that photo here in a minute. But I'm just going to look through the rest of the things that I have out, trying to figure out what else I can use on this side of the page to embellish it a bit more. I end up pulling out the die cuts from Clear and Cloudy, the Clear and Cloudy kit, which is also still available both digitally and physically. And I pulled out a few things from here. So I grabbed a phrase that says Just Lovely. I added that to the photo of my espresso machine. And I also grabbed this circle that says Rise, and I had punched it at 2 inches previously, but it was too big for the photo. I want to use it on the top right photo, and it was just too big for that. So I used a little trick that I like to use now and then. I cut just a random strip of paper from a piece of scratch paper And I glued it to the back of that 2-inch circle, and that gave me a handle to hold on to so that I could stick it into a smaller circle punch and punch it a bit smaller. So you don't have to try and get it aligned perfectly without actually being able to hold on to it. You can use that little paper to move it around, and then you just peel it off after it's done, because my tape runner is removable at first. So I was able to just peel off that little strip I had used and then stick the whole thing down to my photo, and it's a much better size. It doesn't cover up my head, although maybe it should have. It's an awful picture of me, but it is what it is, and so I included it in the album because it's real life. Okay, so I also added a little phrase that says "time to glow" before or underneath that rise circle, also from the Clear and Cloudy kit, and I added a label behind the "Just Lovely" phrase piece just to make it stand out on that photo a bit better. And then I used one of my precious Mark Your Place puffy stickers. I used the coffee cup on that bottom coffee photo, and I'm glad I got that onto a page in this album. It was my favorite. I was definitely hoarding it, but again, I'd rather see it used and see it on a page than in my stash. So then I just went through and added a few puffy stickers from both the All Hearts puffy sticker, that's the heart one I'm using right now, as well as the Simple Shapes puffy stickers. That's the one with the stars and little X's or crosses. Okay, so moving on to the next page. Let me first tell you where the cards on this page are from. The one in the top left corner with the quote on it, that's from Catch Your Breath, which is, you can get the digital cards from that kit in the shop. The one on the top right corner with all the different colorful bits, that one is from Clear and Cloudy, which again is still available digitally and physically. Then the one with the like blocks of stripes, the very colorful one in the bottom, that is from Mark Your Place, and you can get the cards from that kit digitally in the shop. Okay, so again, going through all of the little embellishments that I have out on my desk to see which ones might work. You can see I've pulled out a few that I think will work. I grabbed the Make Your Own Magic die cut and a little castle. Both of those are from the Mostly Magic kit, and I thought those worked well. There is a photo of my niece Brilly posing behind a like a unicorn stand-up thing, so I thought that those kind of magical themed, fantastical themed things worked well with that photo. The little label I placed just there, that's actually from Allie Edwards. It was from an old kit, and I happened to just have those pulled aside for this album. The stamps that I have right now, that is in a Creative Bubble for Feature Craft stamp set. It's called City Loving, but unfortunately it's already sold out, so you can't get that one anymore, unfortunately. But I'm going to use a few of the stamps from that stamp set just because I was out of town. I was out and about going places in this spread, so I thought it worked really well. So I stamped On the Go onto the bottom of one of the little labels from one of the Brandi Kincaid kits. I chose it because I wanted to add some more of that color to this side of the spread, but I just cut off the bottom part that I stamped on, and I'm going to adhere that to the top of this photo of me driving, and then just add a few tiny attacher staples just to give it a little bit more texture, and then one of the puffy stickers as well, so a little star puffy sticker. I think I actually go back and add a second one to that one here in a little bit. So I'm adhering down this label, and I wanted just that phrase that was on it, so I cut off the bottom of it because it wasn't really needed. And then I'm going to look for a couple labels because I feel like I should add a few labels to these photos to give me some place to add a couple additional lines of journaling. So I added one to the dress photo, and I will add another one to one of the other photos as well. But for right now, I'm taking this tag that I have on a photo here, and that is actually from the Inside and Out kit. Again, it's one of my favorites. So is that little flower die cut. So you saw that in the beginning of this video. I decided to finally use it here. Like I said, that inside and out kit is one of my favorites. I end up using a lot of it in this album, and I really love how it looks. So I also adhered down the Imagine That die cut, which is also from the Inside and Out kit. And here's where I found an extra label to add to that bottom photo. And I've decided to go ahead and adhere these little die cuts down to this very colorful card because I like the way it looks. And then this little circle, it says, thankful for this moment. That is from a super old Futurecraft digital kit that I bought a long time ago, and I don't even remember the name of it, and it's definitely no longer available, but yeah, that's where it is from. And I had it in 3 different formats. I had 2 small ones, one that was on chipboard and one that was just paper, and then I had one that was a little bit bigger, and I was just testing out which one I thought would work best, but I went with the smaller chipboard one. The same with this one I'm adhering down now that says what matters most. I believe that's from that same kit, and I just added it with a little label so that I can add a couple lines of journaling there. And I think that's gonna just about do it. I'm gonna go around and add a few staples here and there, and then go back in with some puffy stickers, both the all heart puffy stickers and the other puffy stickers that I can never remember the name of. Oh, Simple Shapes, the Simple Shapes. So some stars from the Simple Shapes puffy stickers, as well as some hearts from the All Heart puffy stickers. Okay, and then I think that's gonna just about do it for this spread, and I'll be able to move on to the next page here in a minute. So while I'm finishing up the little bits on this spread, I just wanted to mention that when I link all these things down below, they are affiliate links. And I've had some questions about that. So I wanted to let you know what that actually means and what that means for me. So when you buy from an affiliate link that is linked from some video of mine or blog post, a small percentage of that purchase comes back to me. You don't pay anything more just because it's an affiliate link. You pay the same amount. It just shows the retailer that this is where the link or the purchaser is coming from, and it does help me support this channel a little bit. I don't make a lot of money off of affiliate links, not by a long shot, but it does help. So if you are interested in purchasing any of the products you see in any of my videos, do follow those links, because it does make a difference for not just me, but for other YouTube creators as well. So I hope that clarifies what affiliate links are a little bit. I certainly didn't understand it before I had to deal with one. So if you have any questions about it, though, feel free to reach out to me and I will do my best to explain it further. I'm not sure that I did a good job just now, but anyway, that's what those are. I have moved on now to the final spread in this day's spreads and in this album. So first of all, the cards on this page. The one with the ice cream, that is from Big and Small, which is available digitally. The Sister from Another Mister card is from Better Together, which is, you can get the cards from that kit digitally. The one with all the scribbles in the top right corner, that one is also from Better Together. And then the one with the TV on it is from Show and Tell, and you can get that entire digital kit in the shop. Okay, so again, going through all of the little bits that I have pulled out to try and figure out how I want to embellish this last page. I've pulled out a few things. I have the Things Are Looking Up phrase. That's from Clear and Cloudy, which is available digitally and physically. I have that on the ice cream card, and that's going to end up staying there. I also have a tiny little circle die cut that says Little Things on the photo of our ice cream. That is from that earlier Futurecraft digital kit that is no longer available. I have a little circle that says What's Stopping You on the photo of me in the dressing room. That is from Inside and Out. I have a little phrase that says Homeward Bound on the photo of me driving home. That one is also from Inside and Out. And then I do have that little Make It Matter on the card with the scribbles, but that's not going to stay there. I'm actually going to switch it out for the stamp that says the same thing, and that is obviously from the Make It Matter kit. So just adhering down the things that I like. Since I have them in place and like where they are, I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down, and then I can come back and do some final embellishing. So I also wanted to say that that Sister from Another Mister card, the entire time I've been working on this album, I knew I wanted to use that card on this day because I was actually out shopping. It was Mother's Day. I was out shopping with my mom and my sister and my niece. I met them about halfway between where they live and where I live, and my sister is actually my half sister, so she is literally my sister from another mister, and that has been cracking me up the entire time, and I don't know why. I find that so funny, but I do. So I had to use that on this spread, even though I don't really have a photo of her. She's kind of in that top photo, but just barely. I still had to use it on this spread because I don't know, when I would use it otherwise. I guess on another event I was with her, but anyway, I definitely wanted to use it. I'm so glad I got it in the album. I do end up adding a little tongue-in-cheek line of journaling, I guess, below it eventually, as well as another puffy sticker, because you can never have too many puffy stickers. Okay, so you saw me stamp out Make It Matter onto that card with the scribbles, and I did add a little pen below it. That pen is a die cut from that same kit, I believe, the Make It Matter kit. Again, that is not available. The cards from that kit are available in the shop, but the stamps and the elements are not available. I also added a little die cut that says Moment by Moment, and I'll end up adhering that down just below the pen as well. So I'm looking for something to go on this bottom photo. I end up finding a little circle die cut that says Love This. That's from the Big and Small kit, which is still available digitally. And then I'll just add a little label below that as well to give myself some place to add a couple lines of journaling. But as usual, I'm jumping all over the place as I try and make decisions and look through supplies and figure out what I want to use where. When I find something that I like and I decide to keep it, I go ahead and adhere it down, even if I was in the middle of trying to figure out something for another photo. I struggle with this card with the TV on it quite a bit, so I thought that the bottom of it looked really empty. It does say love this episode in a very light gray text, but it still looked empty. I knew I wanted to add some handwritten journaling inside the TV, but I felt like it needed something else, so I tried out a bunch of different things, little phrase, die cuts, and other things. I ended up going with this arrow. And why I chose it, why I liked the arrow, is because of the color, really. Because I have pops of yellow across the spread, I felt like that just added another little bit of yellow and tied it in with the other cards on this spread. So I adhered it down, and I added a couple tiny attacher staples as well. And then again, I'm going to come in with some puffy stickers and just sprinkle those around the spread. I'm going to add some of the yellow cross stickers to the ice cream card. I'm going to add a couple green stars to next to the Make It Matter stamp. And like I said, I'm going to also add a puffy sticker to the Sister from Another Mister card. And then I do add some black stars to the TV card as well. And then I think that is just about it. I will come back in real time and flip through the pages. I'm going to go away and do all of the journaling and then come back and show you how the finished pages look. And what you'll see when I do that is that I did end up adding an additional card right into the middle of this spread, or actually the previous spread, to give myself some additional place to journal. So I used a card from the Mostly Magic kit. You'll see it here in just a second. There it is. And I used the Aster Alpha to stamp out Happy Mother's Day, and then on the back I added a few more stamps and some journaling as well, and then that is it. So you also saw my ending page. I did add a few cards to the back side just to give it a bit of an ending, and the butterfly cards were from Mostly Magic. And then the card that says Every True Story is a Never Ending Story, that's from Show and Tell. So there are a ton of close-up photos. I wanted you to be able to see all the little details on these pages, so I added a bunch of close-up photos. So feel free to pause and look at any of the little bits up close if you need to. If you have any questions about anything I've used, please feel free to leave a comment and I will do my best to get back to you. And as I said before, everything will be linked down below, everything that is still available. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this spread, I do appreciate a thumbs up. That lets me know that you like what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, be sure to do that so that you get to see all the new videos that are coming in the future. So I just want to say that I really love how this album came together. The Brandi Kincaid kits have really just made this album something very special, and as much as I'm glad that it's done and I can put it up on the shelf, I'm even more happy that it turned out to be something really beautiful. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you all back here soon.